If we as men are supposed to be tough, why are we scared? What's scaring us from speaking our mind or speaking our truth? I obviously know I'm not the only person who's gone through something like this. If I don't talk about it, the other person who's gone through something similar won't know. I grew up watching a lot of violence in my house. There were some elder members in my family who were pretty violent, and as a child, it gave me, I would also say my siblings as well, some trauma, a lot of conflict. I grew up watching conflict. I grew up watching people I love have conflict with each other. It traumatized me to the sense that when it really stopped me from socializing with other people. I was scared to socialize with other people, make friends, and once I sensed tension in the room, I would basically just fold or leave. I wanted nothing to do with that. When I was 6 years old, I was sexually abused. There were things done to me that made me really confused. That kind of, after that, at 6 years old, kind of changed my world narrative that not everything's colorful. Like, dark things can happen. And the perpetrator was obviously he was 12 years old. So now that I look back at it too, like he didn't know any better. But it did confuse me. Like I felt like this thing was done to me that now it's dictating who I am. Now it's going to dictate either my sexuality or me as a man or how masculine I am. So I felt how do I say it? I didn't feel confident in myself. And maybe that's why I became a very shy person. I didn't talk to many people as well. It made me feel like I was less of a man. And it's something I never shared I never mentioned this to any of my family members. But it was a very scary thing that happened. But later on, I had to just tell myself, as I grew up, it's beyond my control. It's something I did not ask for. It's something I did not want to happen, but it happened anyway. But I'm not gonna let it, dictate my masculinity. I'm not gonna let it take away my masculinity or my manhood. It's not my fault. I made this tattoo. I have this tattoo right now. I was 16 years old. My parents were divorced then, so they were sharing custody. And I don't know, for some reason I was just very angry with the world. I decided to make my own tattoo machine, and I have this tattoo on me. It's a spider. A lot of people think it's a cockroach. I'm a big Spider-Man fan. So I decided to tattoo a Spider-Man emblem on my arm, simply because, like I said, I didn't have a father figure in my life, so the people I had to look up to were either fictional or made up. I like to immerse myself in the Spider-Man world, especially the Sam Raimi version, and the things that Peter Parker in that version deals with I feel like it's very relatable to me. Is because like you want all these things, but there are responsibilities and things or situations that really hold you down, and you just have to make that choice of letting things go. My happy place has always been around movies, mostly the cinema. As I remember, as a child, mostly my mom would used to take us out watching movies in school holidays. I had a box of toys, and literally for 2 hours I would sit down and just play out a 2-hour movie, with the characters that I had. So it influenced me in my career. Since I love movies, I love the whole storytelling. I feel like seeing it in a bigger screen kind of was a bit immersive for me. So like I got lost in the world as well. It was always going to the cinema with my family. I think the last movie I've seen in the cinema with my family was, ironically, it was Spider-Man. If I'm able to at least reach one person, just one person, and inspire that one person, that, nothing other than yourself can rob you of your masculinity and your manhood. Only you can choose the man you want to be. Regardless of what's done to you, regardless of how you grew up, regardless of the things you've been through. Yes, bad things happen, but only you can make things good. It just depends on the choices you make from then on.
Wishing star, when a cold day's gone, I wish I could believe, trying hard, when the night is long. I wish I could believe, wish I could believe, but I